Welcome back to Learning English and Literature. In this video, I'll discuss types of plot. According to Aristotle, in his Poetics, there are only two types of plot: simple or linear plot and complex or non-linear plot. In simple plot, the events in the story are arranged sequentially from the beginning to the end in a chronological order. An event happens, the next one happens according to time. Let's take the Jesus story, for example. At the beginning of the story, angel Gabriel visits Mary and tells her she'll give birth to a son and she'll name him Jesus. She gives birth to a son and she names the boy Jesus. Jesus grew up, started his ministry, had his disciples, and performed miracles. He was arrested, tried, and crucified. On the third day, he resurrected. And after 40 days on earth, after his death, he ascended into heaven. Here, the events of the story were arranged in chronological order, one after the other, according to the time of happening. Now, take a look at the simple plot diagram. The story begins here, the exposition, then it rises to the point of no return. This is the point where you cannot go back to the exposition. So you must keep moving forward to the climax. The exposition was when Angel Gabriel visited Mary. The rising action was when Jesus was betrayed by Judas. At that point, there's no way they could go back to when Jesus was not even born. So they'll keep moving forward. So like I said in my previous video about, on plot, the rising action leads to the climax. So after the betrayal, they moved to the climax where Jesus was crucified, and the denouement, the action started falling. Jesus resurrected, and the resolution, he ascended into heaven. That concludes the story of Jesus Christ on earth. Complex or non-linear plot. Here, the events in the story are not arranged sequentially or chronologically, but in the order the writer chooses to create suspense, tension, and surprise. How does the writer create mystery, tension, and surprise with a complex or non-linear plot? Number one, flashback. Flashback interrupts the regular sequence in the story to reveal something that happened earlier. Now let's go back to Game of Thrones, where Bran, in his visions, saw that Jon Snow was not a bastard.
He needs to know the truth.
The truth about what?
About himself. No one knows. No one but me. Jon isn't really my father's son. He's the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and my aunt Lyanna Stark. He was born in a tower in Dorne. His last name isn't really Snow. It's Sand.
He's not.
Dornish bastards are named Sand.
At the Citadel, I transcribed a High Septon's diary. He annulled Rhaegar's marriage to Alia. He wed Rhaegar and Lyanna in a secret ceremony.
Are you certain?
It's what the High Septon wrote in his private diary. I don't know why he'd lie. Is this something you can see?
Father, smith, warrior. Mother, maiden, crone. Stranger, I am hers, and she is mine. From this day until the end of my days.
Robert's rebellion was built on a lie. Rhaegar didn't kidnap my aunt or rape her. He loved her. And she loved him.
2. Foreshadowing. Here, the writer uses this method to give clues of what might happen in the course of the play or story to create suspense or tension. You know what will happen, but you don't know how it will happen. It creates a sense of mystery and suspense, and also tension. Let's go back to Game of Thrones and see Brian in his visions where he saw the White Walkers marching towards the north, but you do not know how they will attack.
Ravens. We need to send ravens.
Let's take a look at the complex plot diagram. From the very beginning here, the events rises, but before it gets to the climax, there are reversals. You find the use of flashback and the use of flash forward and any other device like flash front and foreshadowing to take you back to events that happened earlier or project events that will happen in the future, and it continues back to the climax and to the denouement. You see here, the devices here or the techniques, flashback, flash front, and other narrative techniques interrupts the flow of the story. So that's the difference between simple and complex plot. In simple plot, the story flows from the beginnings to the end. Nothing interrupts it. It just flows from the beginning to the end. But in complex plot, the story flows and gets to a point, there is an interruption with the use of flashback, flash front, and foreshadowing, and any other narrative technique that interrupts the flow. The writer does this to create mystery, tension, and suspense. I hope you understand the difference between simple and complex plot. Please hit the subscribe button, and thank you very much for watching.